All right, guys, here we go. Today is going to be about being in the fight, being in process. Okay, what do I mean by that? So I talked in the very first episode of this, before it was even called The Devil's Details, about the 4 pillars of a CrossFit gym. And they were programming, coaching, facility, and community. And I talked about if there was one I thought you could knock out and still be pretty stable, it'd be the facility. The facility makes everything easier, gives you more options, and Janelle and I put everything we had and then some into giving you the best facility we could provide because of how important we thought it was. At the same time, I think it is the one that you can work around if you have really strong with the other 3, programming, coaching, and community. What I'm going to delve into a little bit here today, and this I'll say is probably a part 1 on this, is community. And what do I mean by that when I'm talking about community? And again, guys, I'm going to kind of show you what I'm thinking about. I don't think you guys need to be thinking about a lot of this. You need to be thinking about coming to the gym, working hard, and going about your life. But this is something I think about because I want to cultivate a certain type of environment that I think will attract certain types of people and will make us into certain types of people. That if I can help enrich your guys' lives in any way, and physically being obviously a big one, but in any other way possible, I find fulfillment in that. I'm trying to do that. So I do think about this. And so kind of pulling back the curtain a little bit as to what I'm thinking about consciously about what's going on in the gym. And I think there's a lot of layers to this onion of community we can peel back, so I suspect this will be a part 1. When I talked about 2 weeks ago having a standard for yourself and having a very high standard for myself, at the same time, I am not better than anyone else and I can learn something from everybody else. And in essence, we are all trying to bring each other along together. But on the flip side of not being better than anyone is I also would say I'm not impressed terribly by anyone. I don't get really intimidated or impressed. I don't care if you're famous. If you have attributes that I would like to have and I see exemplified in you, that's something that impresses me. And that's something I want to be close to. But by nature of who you are, I don't find that for anyone particularly impressive. And that's what I'll say as I go down this road. You'll see that theme. It is being with people that are part of a process, not who they are at this particular time, or that the fact that this is just who I am at this particular time. When I'm helping at King William District CrossFit, my goal is to find people who are trying to live fit, full, fun, fulfilling lives. And what I'm going to try and do is help eliminate obstacles in your path, make that as easy as possible. It's not going to be easy, but help I can in that way, and help show the path, or by going down the path, help us go down that path together. And I want to all be in this same fight. And so that's why in the gym, you guys know, I do one workout for everyone. We don't have levels, anything like that, because we are all on the same path. We're all in the gym to get more fit. And whether you're doing ring rows, I'm doing ring muscle ups, or you're doing handstand push-ups, and I'm doing seated dumbbell press, what are we doing? We're all getting more fit. We're all on that same path. So it's all the same thing. The details are different. Where I'm at on that path is different, but the commonality is that path, and that's why I have us all in that same class. We're all working to get more fit. I think it's why you don't see at King William a bunch of Cockstrong meatheads that think they're big badasses. I think we have badasses at King William District CrossFit, but they're unassuming. They're humble. They're very aware of their own humanity. I want all of us to be that, because I'm not impressed. I've been around Cockstrong meatheads my whole life, and I frankly was never that impressed, but I'm less impressed now more than ever. To me, that is the lowest of low-hanging fruit, to be the big, strong, tough guy. It's a very shallow thing, and that can be guy or girl, frankly. But when you start thinking, if someone thinks they've arrived in that sense, in any sense that they've arrived, that's a dangerous place to be. And if someone is in the place where, hey, follow me, I can lead from the front, I think that leads to unhappiness. And that's the other thing I was going to say is if you look at our mission statement, and you guys probably never have, I don't talk about it a lot. I've talked about it to the coaches, but this is something I came to that was very personal and real in the sense of what kind of people do I want to be around and what kind of people do I want to attract. And it's healthy, happy, humble, hardworking people. You guys know I preach the hardworking thing all the time. We work hard in the gym. But you're never just a hard worker. You're only as good as the last workout you did. And so this is where when I talk about the path, this is another classic way of being on that path of, if you start mailing it in a little bit on the process, you're not giving full effort. I want to be around people that'll kind of call us out on that. I don't think that's a problem. I think that's a good thing. Not that like, oh, you're lame because you can't do this movement. No, you're not doing great because you're not pushing as hard as I know you're capable of because I've seen it in you. And this is where I think in a CrossFit gym we become close together, is we see each other a lot. And we may not have big heart-to-hearts each day. A lot of times you come in and say, what's up? You know, you get your workout in and go along your day. But because of how much we struggle in class and the humanity of it, we see each other with our guard down a lot. And so I think you end up becoming close to each other in the gym more than you even would with coworkers in a lot of ways because you see each other in that format. And I think it gives you the ability to speak frankly to each other and honestly about stuff. And so that's where when I talk about hardworking and humble doesn't mean lacking self-esteem. Humble to me just means accurate confidence. You're comfortable in your own skin. You know what you're capable of. You know your limitations. But this is where I don't think a humble person is that impressed by anybody. But they're also most definitely not impressed with themselves and know that they have a lot to strive for. And so again, when I talk about being in the fight and on the process, it is that I want to be around people that have the same zeal and fervor for getting better at life that I have. And as soon as you think you've arrived, as soon as you think this is who I am, I think that is a dangerous place to be. That what I think leads to ultimately is unhappiness. Because I think it is being on the process and striving and struggling. The byproduct of that is happiness and satisfaction. And it is, I used to say in my 20s, I could have been something if it wasn't for me. Somewhat self-depreciating, not serious, but I was also giving myself a cop-out. And then a lot of different things happened to me in life. One being I found CrossFit, which happened with other stuff, but CrossFit has shown me how much more I am capable of. Especially if you told me in my 20s, this is what I'd be able to do at 50, I would have been pretty stoked, and I am pretty stoked. But it's also because I don't think I've arrived now, and I don't think I'll have arrived in 10 years. I don't think I've peaked yet. And I want to be around other people that are the same way because I've seen the sense of complacency set in, that this is just the way I am, this is who I am. And I also think that leads to unhappiness. If I can see the two correlates, I see those two correlating with each other. And so when I'm thinking of King William District CrossFit, I'm thinking of people that are on the same path of becoming better versions of themselves in whatever aspect that may be in life. Being a better partner to my spouse, being a better parent. At whatever age, I think we all want to be the sexiest versions of ourselves, and I'm trying to help you be the sexiest version of yourself you can be. So all this goes together. It's both serious and fun. It all plays together on this, but it is being in that fight. And that's where you'll hear me say I want to be in the mix. I want to be a part of the fight. I want to be in the action. And that's what I think living life is being a part of the action and not being ever a formed version of yourself all the way until I fall off a cliff and die. Is that I'm going all the way till then, still striving to be a better version of myself. And Janelle and I have said to each other, fortunately, we liked each other when we got married. We really like each other still now. We are both very different people. And if one of us had been the type that was just like, well, this is who I am and this is how it's going to be, the other one would have left that person behind because they were still going on a path of growing. And there are those people that are just, this is how I am. And I see that, frankly, very close to home with people in my life. This is just how I am. And I think it's why one of the reasons I reacted so strongly from that. But that's why I want to be around people that are going to challenge me to get better. And just last week, I wasn't going to do a workout, and Carmen called me out on it and shamed me into doing it. But that's it. It is us giving each other, we respect each other, we care for each other, and we want the best out of each other. And we have the kind of the right and the place to challenge each other with that. But it is not that I'm cooler than you because I can do this and you can't do that, or I am just this kind of person. It is, we are all on this journey and this process of getting better at what we're doing in the gym and what we're doing outside of the gym. All right, guys, right on. We are going into HEROctober. First workout will be Viola tomorrow. I talked about that before. Second one will be Laura, a partner workout on Sunday. And then Monday will be Randy. We will go in 2 heats on Randy, and we will go hard on Randy. Right on.